Wait a second. Oh yeah, we're definitely gonna need that. What's up, everyone? Welcome on in. And today I'm going to go over my top 5 things that Genshin Impact should change in order to save the game. Now, you're probably wondering, what do you mean save the game? The game's doing really well on Twitch and YouTube and all that other goodness. Well, actually, it's not. It's declining really quickly. And the main issue is that a lot of people just still want to play the game. There's a ton of top streamers that want to play it, myself included, that wants to play it. A ton of YouTube content that could be made for it. And unfortunately, the game just does a lot of things to stop it from being as successful as it could be. Now, you might be like, oh, curious, well, it made this amount of money in 2 weeks. Well, yeah, because we'll go over that. The beginning part of the game is a lot different than the middle to the end part of the game. So let's go over those five changes I would love to see them do. You can check out the chapters down below. Also, once again, check out my socials down below where we are on twitch.tv 4 nights a week. And subscribe, like, all that goodness. Let's go. All right, number 1, the Leylines system. Now, the Leylines system isn't per se bad, but they can make it better. Now, currently the Leyline system is tied to Resin, like most things in the mid game and end game. But I think they should remove Leylines from that system. It would be a great give me, or kind of a great little extra bit of content that players can do if it was just a random spawnable world event. So say something like you remove the ley lines and maybe 1 gold and 1 EXP one happens every 2 hours. Do some kind of indicator on the mini map, or maybe some kind of text across the screen when it has spawned. And that's going to give players a little bit more reason to stay in the game and do these events. Now, if you need to scale back the resources slightly just to be able to compensate that for no resin, we totally understand, but the amount of mora you get from it, you get more at later levels, and the amount of EXP tomes, I don't think is going to make or break the progression of the game. Yeah, you might be able to level a little bit better, maybe 10% better, especially if you play the game for 24 hours a day. But I think adding that to the world will greatly improve the usability and playability of the game. All right, number 2, and since this is a big part of the game, they should embrace it a little bit more. So chest farming, when you're out of resin and you're out of other things to do, is the core aspect of the game. It's going to get you a lot of mora with those sigils. It's going to get you additional resources for upgrading your artifacts. And it's really like the only thing that you have to do besides doing some boss farming and some other things like that. What they should do is embrace those talents that allow us to see chests on the mini map. Now, I'm not saying see chests from a million miles away. Part of the fun of getting chests is trying to discover them, and like they're in little nooks and crannies and everything like that. But let's take a couple of the characters that don't have really good talents, and that would go a great way for helping out people playing the game and wanting to just explore the world even more, because the frustration about trying to find common chests, some people are better than others. You guys can check out my chest farming guide. I think that would be a very nice improvement to the game. Number 3. Okay, so Genshin Impact is classified as a gacha style game. Okay, so if that's the case, I think we should get a free wish every day you log in. Now, I don't know what that would create in terms of the revenue share of, you know, how much money the game makes and everything like that, but that would be a great kind of like an additional perk to playing the game every day, in addition to just logging in, getting those primo gems if you have the $5 package, or just even doing your dailies or anything like that. So getting a free summon, especially considering we know the pity for most summons and the banners do carry over, are 90. That means you should be able to get a free 5-star 3 to 4 to maybe 5 times a year, which would be which would be great for the average player. All right, number 4, and this will be kind of number 5. By the way, these are in no particular order on what you should implement. The resin system needs to be reworked. Now, I'm not saying to remove the resin system. I think it should just be significantly scaled down, in my opinion. So we already talked about the Leylines and decoupling that from resin. I think you should decouple domains that are based around artifacts from resin too. So the issue that most big name streamers have, or most content creators have right now, is that we're treating it kind of like a looter shooter, kind of like something like Destiny 2 or like Warframe or something like that, where we want the perfectly statted piece of gear. And since it's a PvE oriented game, no PvP, so there's no competition there, you should allow us to farm over and over. Maybe reduce the amount of drops you get, but it'll give us something to do for co-op. It'll give us something to do in general. Like maybe I need that attack piece from a certain domain to get that one set, but I need it to have crit rate, crit damage, elemental mastery, and maybe flat attack. I don't know. You know the stats that you actually need. Well, with the current system, it may be you might have the best luck in the world, or you may never see that piece perfectly statted. Now, do you need a perfectly statted piece in Genshin right now? Probably not. You just need it to be close. But it would give us so much stuff to do with our friends, or just even on our own, and things like that. I also think that maybe you should think about decoupling the upgrade materials you need in order to do the weapon upgrades and everything like that. So there's got to be a little bit of a compromise here, right? So you can keep the resin system in order to, arbitrarily create that slow down in progression. So what you could do is you can keep it maybe based around talent ups and maybe character ascension materials. That would be actually pretty good for most players, where we're like, okay, so we can do maybe 2 to 3 character ascension bosses a day, which gets us a chance at loot. And maybe we want to go get some talent up materials as well. So I think the game needs to scale back its gacha system significantly. Now, there might be a lot of people out there that go like, wait, that's going to screw up progression. That's going to screw up like how fast people level up. Or not level up, but how fast they power up. I don't think anyone else should care, right? It's a PvE oriented game. If someone is way ahead of me and has a way better character, yeah, I'm going to be a little envious, but that doesn't stop the way I play the game. So that's the way I should think there. Now, let me touch on this real quick. I think if they do that, they should decouple the adventure rank. And we're going to go over that in point number 5, so that you're not super leveling your adventure rank up. So if you decouple that shouldn't be a problem. All right, tip number 5 has to do with adventure rank, and it has to do with dungeons, and it has to do with a little bit of everything. So what I think the biggest problem right now is in the mid game, your adventure ranking up progression is pretty slow. Your dailies, you get roughly around 1500. You have a few story missions, and you'll blow through those pretty quickly. You have a few side quest missions, and you'll blow through that pretty quickly. Now, you do get adventure rank from using your resin in domains or bosses, or going to get talent up materials, or doing ley lines and all that goodness. So What I think they should do is they should double down on their battle pass daily, weekly system. And there's a couple schools of thought with that one. Is one, there's only 4 dailies right now. And I think my best time was 7 minutes to complete them. 7 minutes. And I could blow through my resin in about 10 minutes. That means I've got 17 minutes of gameplay until I go chest farming. Not a good look. So what I think they should do is they should maybe reduce the adventure rank that you get from those down slightly and double the amount of dailies that you have to do. 2, I think they should have daily dungeons or weekly dungeons. And now when I say that is that there's so many beautiful dungeons in the game. I mean, most are pretty short, only take about 5, 10, 20 minutes, maybe 30 minutes, depending on your gear. And we never get to see them again, pretty much, except for random use cases. They should respawn those dungeons every single week. And maybe just give us half the adventure rank they used to give us. Or maybe make it so you have to do one of those dungeons every day to get some more adventure rank. And there's just no real reason why you're going to stop people from using those dungeons. Or it's such a great asset that I don't know why that they did that. It doesn't make any sense to me. And then that being said, just better ways to get adventure rank throughout the week and things that stretch it out. And so those dungeons stretch it out. Maybe joining up with a co-op player, right? Gets you a weekly achievement for doing a little bit of adventure rank. Maybe collecting XYZ resource X amount. Now, I know that's a daily login. You could do the mining, right? But maybe like you have to go get, 60 wolf's blood, right? Or this or that. And I know there's already there in the weekly, but I think they should double down on that. And the weekly is only helping you on the battle pass. So that should be translated to a little bit of adventure rank as well. So I think there's a lot of work they can do there. There's a lot of resources they can use. I also think they should decouple the resin from the world bosses. So I know that was kind of point number 6. So I apologize for that. But those are my top 5 points. Guys, let me know in the comments of what other things you would like to see in the game, or any kind of improvements you would like to see, or any kind of changes to the current system to make it so you want to play more. And if you think I'm completely off the point, let me know in the comments as well. I think I hit it. I think I hit the nail on the head with at least increasing maybe an hour, 2 hours worth of gameplay every day. So let me know. I'll see you guys next time. And make sure if you guys haven't done that, subscribe, like, all that goodness. Peace out.